Well, yeah. So I just dropped an album, and what I try to do is, when you're a smaller artist, they say drop singles, drop singles, drop singles.
Yeah.
So I drop an album so that all the new music is right where it needs to be together.
Sure.
And then I start picking singles to make videos to.
Sure.
And then I promote those separately.
Yeah, so smart.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it, I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning.
Yep. I'm on Lake Street, yo. When you poppin' in Minnesota, you gotta go check it out. Facts, okay? We gonna be on that joint
Live on motherfucking Lake Street, man. Yeah, different.
I don't know how to say it. Say it. Say it.
You already know who it ain't. It's the heavy hitter, Mr. Peter Parker, in here, man. Live on Lake Street. Let me do it again. I can get it. I was going too fast. Coming out. 3, 2, 1. You already know who it ain't. It's the heavy hitter, Mr. Peter Parker, in here, live on Lake Street. Big shout out to Big Church himself running the boards today. Southside Chief is here, also in the building. Dabo, Flai. Round of applause. Clap.
How's it?
How are you?
I'm doing excellent.
Yo, welcome to the program. Albert Lee native.
Yes.
I seen the signs on 494, but I've never been down there before. You said it's about an hour and a half?
Yep.
Okay. You make your way up to the cities and do your music? Are you up here a lot doing stuff?
I used to come up here at least twice a week.
Wow.
Because I was trying to do open mics and get my name
Yeah,
going.
get busy, right?
Yeah, and then once I started meeting connections, it became less necessary.
Okay.
But I still come up here when it's something important, like interviews or music video stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so you do your networking up here, but you got something going on back home. So is there a scene? Is there stuff happening right now in your area?
In Rochester, yeah. That's
Very
where
cool.
my local music scene is.
Okay, so you're saying that in Rochester right now, there's a lot of artists out there performing, like local showcases and stuff like that?
Yeah, I headlined a show out there a week and a half ago. Yep.
Very cool. Are national artists coming out there? Are they bringing middle of the road kind of headliners out there and doing shows?
We're working on that next. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
next project.
All right, cool. So this is new information. We're learning something today. It's happening in Rochester. I know Gravy's from out there. You think is that any influence on this thing?
Not really. Like I said, I'm from Albert Lee.
Right.
And I think Young Gravy popped off when he was in college.
Definitely,
in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Okay, word.
So I don't think he
All right,
ever
right.
had to go through like the.
So no influence from So
No.
shout out to Gravy and them handling them. Those are my guys, but no influence on the scene. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what else is going on for you? Talk about your music career right now. You've been doing this for a little while, obviously.
Yep. So I just released my last album on the 5th of this year. Or,
All right.
January 5th. Nightmares Through Rose-Colored Glasses.
All right.
So right now, my next thing is just getting that promoted. I'm gonna shoot some music videos for that.
Yeah.
And I'm just pushing that right now. But I'm doing shows here and there whenever I get booked. So
Yeah. You having fun with what you're doing?
I'm definitely having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say it in my music, happiest man alive. Because
No, that's real.
this
That's a
is-
real question. Like, are you
Yeah.
enjoying this? Because
I
I
love
see
it.
a lot of independent artists that have these like huge aspirations, or like they're like frustrated. They're not like, if you're enjoying this process, you're connecting with fans, and you're having fun with it. That's like a really cool thing.
It is, yeah. And I held off on it for so long because where I'm from, being a rapper isn't cool. In high school, we had people who were like saying they were rappers and they were selling their CDs, like the old.
Yeah, sure. Those
And
the
people
disc,
were
yeah.
kind of nice about it, but they didn't get as much support as you might think.
Sure.
People where I'm from just kind of thought, oh yeah, good for you, but yeah, we're not interested.
All right.
So I throughout up until I was I was 23, I kept it a secret.
Really?
I would make all this music, whether it's I went to a studio or I would try to do it on my phone using some sort of app.
This is good insight, because I was going to ask you a little bit of this isn't a place where I think of the culture. Like when you're talking about Albert Lee, Minnesota, I'm not thinking about the culture. Just to keep it a buck
course.
with you guys. Or Rochester, man. I know they got the Mayo Clinic, or Gravy came up, but I also know what Gravy brings to the table in his aesthetic, and I'm like, that's like, it's hip hop, but how did you get inspired out there, bro?
I mean, my favorite rapper of all time is Immortal Technique.
Oh wow.
When I first heard his music and I heard him rapping about stuff that isn't so cliche, he's talking about real stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can do this.
You can either say he's like conspiracy theories or like the truth. It's like both.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
That's cool though, bro. Like he's a very, very serious rapper. That's a very cool guy too.
Yeah.
Shout to him.
And I'm not saying I agree with what he says or disagree.
But you dug
I-
it. Yeah, you loved
But
it.
I like just the way he puts his words together.
Yeah.
So for a while, I was trying to like put my words together, but at the time, I didn't think my life was interesting enough
Okay.
to actually make music about my real life. So
Wow.
it took a while. It took me living through like my early 20s into my mid 20s to really start experiencing life and having stuff to write about.
This is really cool, bro. Like I was gonna ask you, like, why hip hop? Like you just because where you're from and everything's like it, and it's an oversaturated genre of
It is.
music. There's a million rappers right now, and it's like you seem like you're bringing something unique to the table, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So you have heard some of the.
I just heard you in here rapping earlier when I walked in, and just meeting you and seeing your character, you definitely seem true to yourself, and you definitely have some talent. You can rap. You're not a dud by any means, but it's interesting because for a guy like me, an East Coast guy from the Northeast that spent time in Minneapolis, but I don't really go out into Minnesota. I don't go up north. It's like I go to St. Paul, Minneapolis. That's it.
Yeah.
So when I hear about this stuff, to me, you're giving me a little bit of insight of what's going on in the state too. Other than Immortal Technique, can we talk about influences?
Oh, of course. Skizzy Mars, if you know who that is.
Yes, I do.
Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Do you remember Flai Henderson?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. His song "The Cycle" and his
Flai
whole
Henderson,
his
that's
whole
cool.
style, his whole style of rapping, kind of like it was mainly those three that got
It's
me.
very blog
into my
era,
own-
very blog era. Like, were you Two Dope Boys, Not Right, that type of like those blogs, and where they were putting out like Wiz Khalifa music and Currency,
Yes.
and those guys definitely those.
kind of storytelling music almost, like
Okay.
where you can like hear what they're saying and you can kind of like. It's like a story. You can hear what they're saying and you can see what they're doing. It's like a little.
That's the
playing in
essence
your
of
head.
hip hop, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So mainly those guys, and that was back in like I want to say like 2014. I first heard some of those guys, and I
Yeah.
listened to a lot of their music up until like 2017. And by then, I really had my own style.
Yeah.
I still listen to other music, but I
Sure.
don't really need to like go into like my headphones and hear something to be like, all right, now I can make a new track.
Oh no, you got your bag. You know what you're doing.
Yup.
That's cool, man. So how many years you think you've been doing it at this point? All right, so we're gonna take this quick break real quick to highlight our good folks over there at the Kitchen by Baked brand inside the Global Market. They got some of the best food out here in the Twin Cities. One thing you got to know about me, I don't really like go to the mainstream spots. I'm all about the little mom and pop, little neighborhood spots that have the best food. Next time you're out there at the Global Market, you got to check out the stuffed turkey leg. They got this butter sauce. We're talking about the best wings in Minnesota. It's happening right now at the Kitchen by Baked brand inside the Global Marketplace, and they're a proud sponsor of Live on Lake Street.
I like to say I take 7 of the years serious.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm 32 right now.
I
I've
get
technically been writing rap since I was like 15 at school on the lunch
I
table.
get it though. There's a maturity thing when you're doing this, and all of a sudden you have like almost like an epiphany. Where you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is my voice. This is who I am. So about 7 years or so.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I'm 32, and I waited till I was like 24 to really take it like
Yeah.
public to actually tell
It's
people,
cool.
hey, look, I'm a rapper, blah blah blah. Because like I said, like it wasn't cool where I came from, and I was like, I don't want to do this and then just get made fun of.
It's very interesting that hip hop wasn't. Now, was it hip hop or was being a rapper?
No, it was being a rapper, but even then,
It wasn't popular.
no, I mean it was popular.
What
but
year are
only,
we
like,
talking
the
about?
Mainstream.
You're
only.
talking about like late 2009, 2010.
It was popular, but just the super mainstream. Like
Okay, nothing. Yeah, they were like, you can't do that.
in
like,
high
yeah,
school,
yeah,
like the song "Heartless" from Kanye West and "Lollipop" from Lil Wayne, stuff they would play on the radio,
2007. Yeah.
that was it. But if I started playing like Underground, Immortal Technique,
No.
or people would be like, "What is this, man? Come on, play some country or something like
Oh,
that." you know
okay.
what
So
I mean?
I get it. So you're getting the mainstream stuff, but so you were able to tap in. Who put you onto Immortal Technique?
My friend Nelson.
Shout to Nelson.
Yeah,
bro.
shout out
The
Nelson.
gatekeeper, Nelson. Dude, you know what I mean? That's it. It's like the gateway drug. You know what I mean? A little Immortal Technique goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I had him on my radio show, B96, and he's a very serious guy. Before I had him on the air, we had done shows with him in Boston, booked him for these underground shows, and he was always really intense, and he'd be like, before he gets on, he kind of stews up a little bit, and he's like backstage. Really, it's a powerful experience. And he was not easy to talk to during that. I get it, though. He was getting ready to perform. But then when he came here, he came on my show, and I got him to laugh.
Yo.
Making Immortal Technique laugh was one of my prouder DJ moments. Shout out to him. He's a very cool dude. I rock with him thoroughly, man.
Yeah, I never got him to laugh.
No, I've had him in the studio, man. I got him to laugh multiple times. I'm like, yo, dog, he's the most serious guy of all time. Shout out to Immortal Technique, man.
Yeah,
A brilliant artist, man.
Yeah, after one of his shows, him, me, and a couple of guys ended up going out to some bar.
Oh, you kicked it with him?
I kicked it with him for
yeah,
a night.
He's sincere, bro. He's
Yeah.
serious.
Yep. And but like it was like I didn't know if I should be like, hey man, I didn't want to be all fanboy, so I just played it cool.
That's when I get nervous, I just start joking.
Yep.
And I'm just like busting his balls. He was great, though. We go back years, all the way back to the lead scenes in Boston. So very, very cool stuff. So, all right, let's talk more. I hear your influences. Do you watch the Minneapolis scene at all? Do you watch what's happening up here? Or you kind of focus on what you're doing down there?
A little of both. Thanks to
Yeah.
social media, I
Sure.
can.
Yeah.
So like I said, DJ Cam Jones, if you know who that is,
It's my guy.
He's put me on to a lot of shows. I opened for Gorilla Zoe, thanks to him.
Very cool.
So he's put me on to a lot of different shows. I performed at the Red Sea. I used to perform at Bullwinkle's.
All right.
Let's see here.
You
Pimento, I think it's
yeah,
like a Jamaican
I know Pimento.
restaurant.
Yeah, it's a great
Yep.
spot. Good food over there. Shout out to folks at Pimento.
Urban Light Record Store.
My man Tim Wilson, the good guys.
Yep,
So
him.
you've been around the scene for a while. That's
Yeah.
cool. Any plans coming up this year for new music, new visuals? You said you've got some stuff you're working on. Can you talk about that?
Well, yeah. So I just dropped an album, and what I try to do is, when you're a smaller artist, they say drop singles, drop singles, drop singles.
Yeah.
So I drop an album so that all the new music is right where it needs to be together.
Sure.
And then I start picking singles to make videos to.
Sure.
And then I promote those separately.
Yeah, sounds smart.
And I've got a bunch of different genres on the album.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a pop punk song. I got a few chipmunk soul songs. I got a
Okay.
few like lo-fi songs. I got some boom bap. So
All right,
basically,
all right.
I'm gonna run through those, decide I'm gonna promote this one, drop a video.
Yeah,
Try to promote
yeah.
it to the right audience, and then move on to the next, and just go. Like
How
that.
do you feel about the audience you've built up to this point? Do you have people that you feel like are checking for your music and you're serving them music? You're like, do you feel a necessity to like get them some shit? Do they rocking with you?
Yeah, that's why I keep going.
That's cool.
Like I said, I just do this for fun, but every year I gain more and more momentum and support.
Okay, what do you do during the day?
I have a day job.
What do you do?
I am a mental health practitioner.
Good for you.
Yep.
So you're helping people on the daily, bro.
Yep.
Wow, man. Do you ever get any influence from the people that you meet through your day job that inspire the work that you do?
Yeah.
I know you can't probably talk about what
I can't bring anything specific.
Sure,
but
sure.
Throughout my career as a practitioner,
Yeah.
I've had to do several different I have to contact with probation officers and case
Yes,
managers and
yes.
stuff like that. So it actually influenced kind of the way I look at what I'm rapping about, because I see these people, they get out of jail, they come to our treatment place,
Yeah.
and or wherever it is, because I've worked in several locations,
Yeah.
and they're just trying to get like EBT and then an apartment.
Right.
So when I see them leave the treatment center and then find out they got hooked back on drugs, or they got into a fight, or
it's
they
tough.
got guns or something, and
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, they're gonna start back where they are.
Do you get attached? So can you connect with these people?
I can connect, but there's a certain boundary.
I understand.
So it's a balance.
You seem like a nice guy, though. It's got to be hard. It's got to be a challenge when you see like a genuine person.
Yeah. So it really got me into all right, I'm gonna embrace who I am. I don't need to be talking about all this stuff that make people's lives more difficult.
Right. No, so this real experience is happening in your everyday life, and then you're able to find this. You have this great outlet, making music,
Yep.
express yourself. There's a variety of sounds on your new project.
Yep.
If people want to connect with you right now, and they want to see what you're doing, they want to follow you on social media, how do they reach out? How do they connect with you?
I have an EPK. I guess that's a
That's
little too deep.
No, he's trying to promote the brand. So the electronic press kit for the layman at home, the people that are just tuning in from, you know what I mean, maybe from Albert Lee. It's an
Yeah.
EPK. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
So
Right.
if you go to my Instagram, Dabo Flai, you go to anything, I have my link to my EPK.
Yeah.
So that'll take you. It'll let you get a hold of my email. It'll
Yeah.
let you find me on Spotify and
Yeah.
every social media platform.
Okay. Favorite current artist making music right now? All right, so one time for the homie Jeremy Eggert. We're taking a quick break to talk about his website, Artwork by Jeremy. I know you've been really selling yourself short on the graphic design tip. We need to step up the website. We need to step up the flyers. My man has international clients. He can do all of this for you. He can make your content look fantastic, thumbnails, anything for the gram. he got you covered, okay? Stop selling yourself short, step your life up, and tap in real quick with artworkbyjeremy.com.
Find me on Spotify and
Yeah.
every social media platform.
Okay. Favorite current artist making music right now?
So I'm
Okay.
gonna go with this new generation.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
Who's making some music? that you-
21 Savage.
His new shit is pretty good, man.
Yep.
He's evolved too. I think he's gotten a little bit better over the last couple of years. Like when he first started, I know why people liked him, but he's definitely evolved, and there's definitely some soulful cuts and good production on the album. I did listen to his new project, and it's fairly good.
Yeah. So I would say like it's kind of hard because I was gonna say like Lil Wayne, Drake, and Kanye.
Sure.
Because they're still making
Sure,
music, but
sure.
they're more the last generation who are just
Right.
veterans at this point.
Yeah, and the heritage acts. But you're talking about a guy who's competitive. Drake's still really competitive. But yeah, I like that. It's a good answer. 21 Savage.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Favorite Minneapolis or St. Paul artist other than yourself?
Rico Laron.
Rico. Where's Rico from? Here?
I think he's from here.
You know Rico? You know
So
Rico LaRon. Shout out to Rico.
Yeah. Otherwise, I just listened to AKA Kobe. If you know who that is.
No.
I listened to his last album.
Fire.
Today. Yeah. He's like boom bap style.
Okay.
Rico Laron. I like his he has a pop punk. It's hip hop, but it's like pop punk.
Sure.
And I actually included him on my last album.
Dope, bro.
And I've never met him.
Okay, so
I liked his music. I hit
you're
him up.
connecting through the online.
Yes.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
And you're doing your thing down there, mental health practitioner. And I know you didn't expect me to ask you this stuff because we're doing the rap stuff, but this is very cool to learn.
Yeah.
I think people
Thanks.
need to know, like, yo, you're a real guy with a real life and having fun with the music. So big shout to all the independent artists out there with fantastic day jobs. Maybe you love it, whatever. Maybe you don't like your day job. I like my day job, man. It's hanging out with Chief. Look at this, man. He got mad chips at the table. He chipped up, bro. He snacked up, man. It's a frenzy at the table with the chips, bro.
I think it's important for rappers to have a day job or something else because
Yes.
it helps you fund it as well.
But if you're going on a tour and you're making enough money where you don't have to work,
That'd be perfect.
yo, that's great, right? That's great. But like, it builds character being a regular person.
And unless you're signed, all right, and this takes it a little step further. But I thought about this, like what it would take for me to leave my day job.
Sure.
Just because I'm making streams off of music, that might not get me health insurance and dental insurance.
No, bud.
So like, it would take a lot for me to actually quit my job.
So the last 2 jobs I had in my life before I talked on the radio professionally was I worked at Guitar Center for 4 days. I quit. I remember the last moments. I picked man had stole my leads. I had leads from the calls, and it was on the side. Man had took the leads. So I was like, oh, this is savage over here. They stole the leads. So then the phone picked up. It was snowing outside. I was like, thank you for calling Guitar Center, home of the performance guarantee. This is I was like, fuck this shit. I hung up. I was like, I grabbed my coat with the name tag and dipped in the snow, and I was like, I'm
Quit.
done.
You rage quit.
I couldn't do it. I said, I'm out. I was like, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out. But nah, bro, it's cool. It's cool to hear that you're doing your thing down there and helping people.
Yeah.
Which is it's definitely a cool thing. Do you have any do you feel success stories on a regular basis in that?
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
Yep. You see people, they discharge from the community or into the community.
Yeah.
And then, you might see them in town or something and they're
Yeah.
doing their thing.
And you see like they look mad regular and you're like, oh my guy.
Yeah, it worked.
That's great, dude. That's very, very cool. Shout out to you, man. Follow him on social media at DABOFLAI, Albert Lee's finest. He's out there in Rochester. Shout out to y'all, man. Salute. Live on Lake Street. We out at Mr. Peter Parker. Let's go.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie, yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so cursed up, I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it, I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning.
I'm on Lake Street, yo. When you poppin' in Minnesota, you gotta go check it out. Facts, okay? We gonna be on that joint.
Live on motherfucking Lake Street, man. It's different.
I don't know how to say it. Say it. Say it.